Hi, it's Henry Prezalonza here for the Take 5 Challenge, and I want to welcome you back to our show. So excited to have you guys here and just to watch. So I'm really appreciative of that. So, what I'm here for, honestly, is to promote connection and professionals, sharpening each other and building some kind of network. That's what this show's all about. Really, there's a program called Take 5 Challenge where you can connect with another professional. We will actually connect you with those folks so that you can go out there and intentionally take 5 minutes a month just to talk. Someone that's come before you, someone that's come after you, someone at your same level. We want to see that. And we want to have those kind of conversations because it really truly does make us better. We are sponsored by the Push to Play Network here at CPRS and just look forward to that continued partnership. But today, right now in this episode, we're going to be talking to Frankie Nelson from the city of Folsom. So excited to chat with him and getting to know him a little bit more. And when I come back, we're going to talk to Frankie. Hi, and welcome back to Take 5. This is Henry again, but with me now is my friend Frankie. And Frankie, why don't you just tell everybody who you are, what you do, and all that fun stuff?
Frankie Nelson. I'm with the City of Folsom Parks and Recreation Department. Kind of a little bit of everything. Other duties assigned is what we always like to say, or AOD.
Yeah.
And so I'm mainly in the field of community partnerships, special events, a little bit of teen programming, but most importantly, social media and marketing.
All right, so tell me about the social media marketing part. Is that something that you have studied or you just fell into, or that you were, hey, Folsom, we need to do, let's go do this?
So the dive into social media was very purposeful. The district that I was at in the early 2000s, with budget cuts and the downturn of the economy, my sports department got pretty much gutted, and we had to keep the same, just like everybody else's story, keep the same service level. However, we're going to do it with less. So we lost 3 of our full-time coordinators, and it just ended up being myself. And trying to maintain that service level, especially with youth sports hotlines, getting out to take photos for our activity guides. I kind of fell into social media to kind of fill that gap without the staffing. And that just kind of took me out into different fields.
So how did you, okay, I'm assuming that you're good with social media right now. So how did you get good with social media? Because I know a lot of us right now in this field, we might be getting a coordinator or some kind of communications person, but if we don't, like, how do you get better?
So it's really like trial and error. The big thing for us was trying to figure out what was that I was missing and how I can still keep that level. So for the big part was the youth sports hotline. There was a 24-hour callback return policy. And so with so many youth sports leagues and youth groups, I was spending more than half of my day returning phone calls. So I leaned into Twitter, came up with a specific day and time. So every day by 3 p.m., your field hotline will be updated via Twitter. It's the easiest algorithm to put on a website. Got rid of the hotline. And so that was a big return for me. Wasn't focused on who's following us, who's liking us, because you didn't need to have a Twitter account. You just needed to go to the website and view our tweets. And then as far as photography goes, it's just trying to be creative. So we needed those photos, and we needed those captivating photos for our activity guide. So in youth sports, it was super easy, just coming up with campaigns. For T-ball, we did T-ball Tuesdays, and for Pee Wee soccer was Tunnel Tuesdays, and getting all those kids running through those tunnels was perfect shots for our activity guides.
I love that. So now, do you actually walk around, and when you're walking, you just notice things, and you're like, oh, that would be a good picture?
Oh, absolutely. It's been a little over 15 years now that I've been doing photography. My brother-in-law, he owns his own photography business, Thatch Photography. And so just leaning into him, learning all the tricks of the trade when it comes to photography was great. And then just like a lot of us in this rec field, I had some great part-time staff, Sarah Valentine and Ace Delos Reyes. They helped me launch the social media unofficially in Folsom. So we created a department. They bring so many different aspects. And just like Parks and Rec, we needed to be a jack of all trades. Ace had a video background. I had a photography background. Valentine's just young and innovative, so she had the TikTok and all that. So the 3 of us, we got together and we cross-trained on everything so that we could literally do everything and just be that jack of all trades.
That's awesome. Do you have a favorite campaign that you guys tried, or even one that you tried and like, oh, that was horrible?
So our favorite campaign that we tried and didn't turn out the way that we wanted to be, I would absolutely have to say was our Festival of Eggs, which formerly was the Spring Extravaganza. So what we were trying to do is showcase the egg hunt and how chaotic it is
Yeah.
when the kids are making that mad dash,
Yeah.
and just looking at it, from a standstill and seeing the collisions, seeing how the kids are trampling over each other was just not something we wanted to promote. And then as far as campaigns go, that really strikes home. We had the Love My Mom 5K. That was a 5K dedicated to moms. The race itself turned into an event where people are honoring their mothers that have passed away.
Oh, wow.
And so it wasn't really a 5K in that way.
Yeah.
It was more of a celebration. And it truly hit home for myself when, unfortunately, my mother-in-law passed away from cancer. And seeing my sister-in-law and wife bring so many of their family members to walk in her memory. Because when she was going through her treatment, she started feeling a little bit better with any drug trial, and she wanted to support me. And so she came out and walked it with her sisters.
Oh, wow.
And so she ended up doing it 3 more times before she passed, and seeing them come out. And so what we did at this last year at the 10th anniversary is we set up a microphone, and we just asked all of our participants, hey, there's a microphone, share your story and why you love this race so much. And seeing all of the responses and hearing why people are doing it and seeing the photos just really struck home for all of us.
Dang. So do you remember a particular story? I mean, I know
Yeah,
there's yours,
absolutely.
but is there one that just kind of was like,
Yeah, there was our second year we had a participant that me and my coworkers noticed.
Yeah.
It was a generational, still one of my favorite photos that I ever got. There was a grandmother who was in a wheelchair, and she was sitting, her granddaughter was sitting on her lap.
Oh.
And then you could see the other two, and they were pushing the 5K. And there's a great photo of the 4 of them, and it was all generations. And then seeing them years later, and unfortunately the grandmother passed.
Right.
And seeing the shirts that they wear, and it just became truly a tradition for them to come and walk in her memory.
That's amazing, and all to think, and that stuff just kind of sparked from you marketing folks.
Yeah.
You're trying to tell a story. You're trying to tell a story, and the story's just materializing right in front of you. And I think that's kind of amazing. And I notice, I mean, honestly, what you guys are doing, the need for every city to have this is so great, to be able to tell our stories, and
absolutely.
that's huge, right? To be able to be dedicated to the time to be able to share those things, I think is important. What would you say, or how would you help, say, a city if that doesn't have that? How, I know everybody has a little bit of it, but how do we bump up our game?
Really just connecting with the participants and providing meaningful programs that are there for the community. So for us, we kind of looked at everybody's doing a 5K.
Yeah.
Everybody's doing a race.
Yeah.
What's going to make it different? And is this something that our community needs? We kind of thrust it into this 5K world, 10 years ago, but we wanted to be different, and we wanted to kind of mold it to what our community needed. We're family based, so we created stroller divisions, we created a kids dash, and just kind of made it something that was very indicative of our town, and something that we had that was different than everybody else.
It was something. Was this something developed from a good number of the staff that just started throwing stuff out?
We started throwing stuff out, and really as our stakeholders, the Palladio, Kaiser, Whole Foods, who was at the Palladio, they provided all the food. Fleet Feet,
and Palladio is a big old
big mall, yeah.
Okay.
Fleet Feet was a huge, big partner of ours all of these years. The Kids Dash came from him, or the stroller division, I'm sorry, came from him. So him and his wife, Kirk, ran the CIM with his wife, and they were pushing a stroller with their child, and they ran that full marathon. And he crossed the finish line, and he looked, and he said, there's no time category. I pushed this Bob stroller that weighs a ton for a marathon. So immediately that's the phone call that I got that Sunday was, hey, we got to figure this out for the Love My Mom. So we ended up going having coffee and talking about it, and really just these types of events where you really rely on your stakeholders, like your sponsors and the community's feedback. It turns it into more of an event. It's for the community and not just for the city that's putting it on.
I love that. I love that. I love everything you're saying. Just like I am, all the words that are coming out of your mouth, I'm picturing these things happening, and I think that's what you do for us. That's what you do for our profession, and I want to see more of it, and I want to see more stories, and I'm just so grateful for that. I do appreciate your time and kind of hanging out with me and taking 5. It is the Take 5 challenge, so I have to throw it out to you and say, hey, are you up for the challenge? We connect you with another professional to make each other sharper.
100%.
That's what I wanted to hear. So I thank you very much. So, hey, that was my time with Frankie. I just I'm so appreciative to him. I'll be back with some thoughts, but thanks again for your time, man. Welcome back. I just had some time with Frankie Nelson from Folsom, a storyteller. That's the best way to describe it, this guy. And he's just telling me how their marketing team and other duties that he does, what they come out with, and what stories get developed and shared within the community. And I got to say, man, that was some pretty deep stuff to know that they can serve a community through a fun run and make it way more than just a run, making it something that touches hearts, that lets people feel alive for however long they have left. This is an amazing story to do, and I know that if we don't have it in our agencies right now, we need it. We need people to tell the story. We need people like Frankie and their team to share what is out there. So if we're not doing it, let's bump up the game. Let's find it. Hey, someone can connect with Frankie right now, and he'll give you some tips and tricks. I know it. And it was just a good thing. That was just a really cool conversation, and I appreciated his time. Hey, as always, Take Five. We are part of the Push to Play network here on CPRS. You can reach me through Instagram at take5_challenge. Shoot me a message. Let me know if you want me to talk to someone that you have in mind, or if you have a subject that you want, kind of brought up through this process. Would love to hear that from you, or just reach out to us through CPRS. But stay tuned for more Take Fives here in the Take Five Challenge. You Take Five, intentionally connect with someone, and I promise you, it'll make you that much better. Thank you.